All right, we're doing this. Let's play wife or dog.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 Brooklyn Nine-Nine cold opens.
Scully has a mason jar full of lemonade.
You called us in here to tell us that?
No, I called you in here to change your lives.
Do you see me as a father figure, Peralta?
No. If anything, I see you as a bother figure because you're always bothering me. Charles, you didn't even faint.
I'm so sorry. I'll try.
It's not working. Somebody choked me. On it. Rosa.
For this list, we'll be going over the greatest pre-credits opening scenes from the sitcom Brooklyn Nine-Nine. If there's a cold open whose absence from our list leaves you cold, please let us know in the comments. Number 20, Halloween Heist Prep. Halloween is a special time of year at Brooklyn's 99th precinct. Instead of their usual bad guy catching, the detectives take turns outmaneuvering each other in pursuit of various objects. Their heist preparations tend to get pretty outrageous. During the 5th annual heist, Jake wakes up in bed next to Amy, who's already dressed. He then reveals that not only is he dressed too, he also made breakfast and slept next to it.
Good luck. I'm already dressed.
Well, I'm also dressed, and I made breakfast.
Except his eggs are gone. Captain Holt then reveals that he ate them.
Wait, where are my eggs?
In my belly.
The gradual one-upping, culminating in Holt's unexpected presence, makes for a hilarious opener. We love Halloween too, Jake.
Now get a move on. It's heist time.
I love Halloween!
Number 19, wife or dog. While coming into work one morning, Jake asks Scully about his weekend, and Scully replies that he and Kelly had a fun time at the park.
Kelly and I hit the park, went for a long walk, fell asleep watching TV.
Oh, sounds like a fun weekend with Kelly. So, Kelly, is that Scully's wife or his dog?
Neither Jake nor any of the rest of the squad can figure out if Kelly is his wife's name or his dog's name. After some speculation, they decide to play Wife or Dog, America's favorite non-existent game show. By asking Scully some leading questions, they hope to discover the truth. However, all his answers could apply to either.
What's Kelly's favorite food?
Peanut butter. She'll eat it right out of the jar.
Even Jake asking him flat out leaves them and us no closer to an answer.
All right, this is useless. Scully, is Kelly your wife or your dog?
How can you ask me that?
Of course, a later episode reveals that both Scully's wife and his dog are named Kelly, so we still don't know.
Kelly was a dog?
There were two Kellys. You'd know that if you'd ever listened to my podcast.
Number 18, COVID High Five.
Hey, you guys got a sec? I need to talk to you about something.
Whatever it is can wait, Rosie. You're gonna want to see this.
Jake and Charles are remarkably immature, and we love them for it. When Rosa wants to talk to them about something during the COVID-19 pandemic, they ask her to put it on hold. Instead of listening, they show her a way to bypass the worst thing about the pandemic. Besides all the death, economic crises, and injustices, not being able to high five.
But now the world can stop their worrying because we have created the COVID-5.
They then demonstrate a way to slap hands using gloves on brooms, doing all the classics.
There's the classic. Slip me some skin. Sprinkle me, sprinkle me, sprinkle, sprinkle me, sprinkle.
Rosa then brings them down after this bit of absurdity by revealing she's quitting. Jake doesn't take it well, accidentally slapping Terry and causing a chain reaction that leads to the power going out. It's a serious moment, but spun with hilarious comedy. Also, a fantastic 5.
Dude, that was by far your best 5.
You're quitting?
Number 17, Gina's phone. Gina barely pays attention to her job on a good day. In this cold open, Jake observes that she hasn't even looked up from her phone for hours.
Gina hasn't taken her eyes off her phone in 2 hours. First person to make her look up wins the pot.
I'm in. Bet which improves someone's manners, double score.
Thus begins another contest in which he and the other detectives all bet to see who can get her to look away from it first.
Sorry guys, I got this in the bag. I used to have to distract her from my phone all the time when we were smooshing booties.
Ugh.
Yeah. Hey girl.
Loud music and noises are ineffective, and even news that a former president is dead doesn't do it.
Oh my God, did you hear that George W. Bush died?
Who dat?
Instead, it's Terry who manages to succeed, using their relationship status on his social media account to pique Gina's interest.
Terrence Jeffords! Are you kidding me?
Change my relationship status to it's complicated. Pony up, y'all.
It does get him in the doghouse with his wife, though. Hopefully, all that money Terry won will earn him some points, or get him enough to buy her a nice gift.
Hey, baby. No. It was a mistake. My thumb slipped in. I have to go home.
Number 16, Harry Monster. Charles Boyle is a huge dork, but he's a good detective and a great dad, even if he always pronounces his son's name wrong. When Nicolaj, yes, Nicolaj, has an apparent nightmare about a hairy monster in his closet, Charles is there to comfort him.
There's a monster in my closet.
Oh, buddy, shh, it's okay, I'm here. Monsters aren't real, my little pierogi.
But I saw it. It was big and hairy.
Oh, you just had a nightmare, buddy.
No, it was real.
While he says all the right things given the cliched circumstances, what neither he nor we expect is that unhinged detective Adrian Pimento is actually in there.
I'm gonna show you that there's nothing in there.
Don't do that, Papa.
See? Nothing.
They both scream, and we're all screaming with laughter. Pimento has done a lot of weird stuff, but this may be one of his funniest moments.
Hey, Chuck, it's Pimento.
Number 15, baby news.
Ugh, the penmanship is horrid, but I think it says, ask if anyone has an anal mint.
It's announcements, and we do.
Wow, what an entrance.
Season 7 includes Jake and Amy trying to have a baby. After a long time working on it, they reveal in this cold open that Amy is pregnant. However, they don't get as big of a reaction as they'd hoped.
I'm pregnant.
We're pregnant! What the hell? I thought you guys would be more excited than that.
While Charles offers to make himself faint and Rosa suggests helping, the squad reveals their lack of surprise due to how incredibly obviously Amy was not hiding her newfound baby bump.
Why have you been carrying that box around so much?
I just love this box.
Why are you reading that newspaper? It's 2 days old.
I just love this issue.
Hey, why are you wearing that hazmat suit?
I just love this look.
Although the initial shock may have been ruined, Jake is still able to make Charles pass out by lying about having twins. Truly, having children brings about many miracles.
But I bet you didn't figure out that we're having twins. No, not really. It's one baby. I just needed to see Charles faint.
Number 14, 80s Hitchcock and Scully.
2 keys, huh? That's a lot of snow.
Yeah, if you can't handle it, we're happy to find someone who can.
Don't worry about me, friend. I can handle it.
This cold open begins with a flashback to the 1980s. Here we see a young Hitchcock and Scully in their prime posing as drug buyers. However, far from being the incompetent morons they became, back then they appeared to have been awesome detectives, busting the mob boss Gio Costa.
Did you bring the cash?
Oh, we brought something much better than cash.
What's that?
Our guns. NYPD, you're under arrest!
The younger versions of the characters are perfectly cast, and they have the mannerisms of their older counterparts down pat.
Boss man's gone. Where'd he go? Thank you, kind little lady.
The 80s style of the scene is great, and it honestly has us wishing for a spin-off series starring these two.
You want that drink now, Hitchcock?
Don't mind if I do, Scully.
Don't mind if I do.
Number 13, Frosted Tips. Remember the 90s? Remember when guys frosted their tips to look more like the Backstreet Boys? Well, the 9-9 sure does, and they are not having any of it, even when Jake decides to try on the look for himself.
Jake, we're worried about you and you look very stupid.
Having spent the first part of season 4 in witness protection in Florida, Jake returns to New York City having picked up a few bad habits down south, but none more so than his choice of hairstyle.
I kept them ironically. Pretty funny, right? I'm just gonna head out.
Get him!
This joke is clearly a shot at Florida for being behind the times, but it also reminds us that, once upon a time, frosting one's tips was the cool thing to do, believe it or not. The fact that Charles frosts his too is just icing on the cake.
You know what? I do see it. It's bad. It looks bad.
Number 12. Thanks, Dad. Jake Peralta has daddy issues. This isn't news to longtime 9-9 viewers, but in season 1, it was still a little surprising. When Jake interrogates a suspect with the worst alibi of all time, Holt praises him for closing another case. Jake replies with,
Good. Thanks, Dad.
The whole precinct stops dead, and everyone proceeds to mock him for it. The creative ways they make fun of him are great, and even the criminal ends up confessing to corroborate that it happened.
You did call him Dad, dude.
You shut up. You've done nothing but lie since you got here.
All right, I was lying about the holdup. But the dad thing, that happened.
Aha! He admitted that his alibi was a lie.
Holt even offers to play catch with Jake. We all know he was kidding, but like Jake, we'd love to see them throw a ball around.
You want to talk about it later over a game of catch?
I'd like that.
Number 11, Jake's prank on Holt.
Guys, I have a great idea for a prank.
Jake loves a good prank. While many have gone awry, this is one of his greatest successes. During the morning briefing, Jake shares his plans to prank Holt using ink on the podium. However, most of the squad warns him away from it, and Hitchcock seems to have fallen for a similar prank, or just made a strange mistake. Regardless, Jake decides to tone it down to progressively smaller movements of Holt's podium, settling on half an inch.
Fine, I'll tone it down. I'll move his podium a foot to the left.
What? He'll be so angry.
Okay, 5 inches.
5?
3?
3.
1?
1?
All right, I'll move it a half inch.
Fine. It's your funeral.
Not only does Holt notice it, but he also delivers one of his loudest and most genuine laughs of the series, wondering how they pulled it off. Truly, Jake is a madman.
Guys, the podium is...
You're crazy! How did you pull this off?
Number 10, mason jars.
Hey, Jakey, the place on the corner is serving lemonade and you get to keep the jar. It's pretty cool.
Yes. That's very cool, Scully.
Never one to miss an opportunity to bet on Hitchcock and Scully's stupidity, Jake calls the detectives into the break room after Scully shows him a mason jar full of lemonade. Jake excitedly reveals some life-changing info. Hitchcock has a mason jar with a goldfish in it.
You see, a mere 5 minutes ago, Hitchcock introduced me to his new goldfish who lives in...
An identical mason jar?
Oh, this isn't gonna end well.
Jake is all set to have the squad bet on whether Hitchcock will put fish food in Scully's lemonade or if Scully will drink Hitchcock's fish. Unfortunately, Jake underestimated their stupidity, since Hitchcock drinks his own fish. The sheer unexpected nature of this moment, along with Jake's over-the-top despair, makes for a hysterical combination.
Now, you would think that putting fish food into lemonade would
Hitchcock just drank his own fish.
What? No!
Number 9, Holt's dance-off.
Like Captain Holt shouting "hot damn" after guessing why Amy was late for work, this cold open works so well because it not only upends our expectations of Holt, but it does so for Jake and Charles too.
Are you gonna arrest me for dancing?
You call that dancing?
The straight-walking, slow-talking, consummate professional in Captain Holt would obviously diffuse a heated situation on the streets. But through dancing? Seriously?
Dancing Captain, must capture an image of a lifetime.
That's what makes Holt so unpredictably hilarious. To make it even better, Jake and Charles can't get their phones quick enough to record it. So it's literally as if it never happened. Because no one in the 9-9 is going to believe that Captain Holt took part in a dance-off. A spelling bee maybe, but not a dance-off.
Dancing over. Situation diffused.
No! Number 8, full bullpen.
While we expect Jake to act a fool the majority of the time, okay, all the time, we don't expect it from Captain Holt.
The full bullpen.
If the 9-9 crew are stuck on night shift and there's a cleaner waxing the floor, we know Jake will slide on the freshly waxed floor in his socks. That's Jake. But Holt lifting Jake's arm in a victorious gesture after completing the long slide from the captain's office to the elevator is something out of character for the captain, and it totally messes with our expectations. Hilariously, we should add. Just look at Holt's face coming off the elevator. He looks super pissed, but nope. He's as pumped as everyone else that Jake nailed the full bullpen.
Number 7, oldest bag.
Joe Latrulio is incredible as Charles Boyle. Every time he inserts himself into a conversation, it's bound to end badly for him. But yet he just keeps doing it with a huge smile on his face.
You talking oldest bags? 68.
This cold open would have been funny enough with Charles mistakenly talking about the oldest woman he ever slept with, while the rest of the gang were talking about their oldest arrest. But what puts it over the top is that Boyle attempts to justify his romancing of a 68-year-old, and then goes on to explain how he met her.
That's someone's grandma.
She was, actually. That's how I met her. Went to college with her grandson, Marvin. Don't knock it till you try. She had a replacement hip with some serious torque.
Watch Andy Samberg's face as he genuinely cracks up when Boyle says he went to college with her grandson. Amazing.
Number 6, Amy's late for work.
It's one of the better known and most quoted cold opens in the show's run, and hot damn, there's good reason for that. It's not every day that the normally dry and stoic Captain Holt explodes in a comical burst of enthusiasm.
I'd say she's in line at the bank.
But then again, Amy being late for work is a big deal, as her character is so uptight and a perfectionist, so we can understand why Holt is so excited for guessing correctly. What makes this scene so funny is that Captain Holt doesn't partake in these little office games often, usually telling everyone to get back to work. But this time he not only joins, he wins.
There's a problem at the bank.
Hot damn!
Hot damn indeed. We love seeing Captain Holt happy.
Number 5, Gina's Lenexit.
While we sure were sad to see Gina leave the 9-9, there's no denying that she made one hell of an exit. But honestly, what did we expect from the woman who worships Rihanna as a god and doesn't even know who President George W. Bush was?
I've decided to leave the 9-9, which is why...
Oh, okay.
Gina's all about style over substance, and that's why her 2 weeks notice comes complete with backup dancers. It's funny because we expect something over the top from Gina, but we weren't expecting a multi-layered dance expressing different parts of her personality.
This dance will be performed in 4 movements, each one expressing one aspect of my personality.
But thinking about it, after almost 6 seasons of dancing, wanting to dance and always talking about dancing, it kinda makes perfect sense. Farewell, Gina, you will be missed.
Number 4, hula hooping injury.
We can see why the whole 9-9 office was speculating about Captain Holt's injured wrist, and his reluctance to talk about it.
I tripped over an uneven sidewalk. I did not think it was relevant to your jobs, the jobs which you should all be doing right now.
The idea of Holt tripping on the sidewalk just doesn't fit into his careful and precise manner, and it's surely not as if he was off doing something dangerous like rock climbing or something. Perhaps he sprained it while playing air cello and listening to Yo-Yo Ma? We could actually buy that story, but it turns out that Holt was indeed doing something not dangerous but quite silly, hula hooping. It's such a stretch to picture Holt hula hooping for exercise, but the pictures on his phone are all the proof we need.
Why are you telling me this?
Because no one will ever believe you.
And no one will believe a word Jake says.
Number 3, Dianne Wiest infection.
Everybody loves a good bad joke, right? A pun so bad and so stupid that on some level it's just funny. Well, count Charles in as someone who does, to the point where he probably spent the majority of his weekend planning this Dianne Wiest joke.
Bullets Over Broadway was on TV. I came down with a big old Dianne Wiest infection.
By turning the name of a famous actress into a common bodily infection, Boyle may have just created one of the worst good-bad jokes of all time. Or would that be the best good-bad joke of all time? Anyway, the look on Boyle's face shows that he clearly knows how bad the joke was, and he's praying for some sort of reaction from Jake, who refuses to give him any satisfaction.
Like yeast?
It's a standoff, 9-9 style.
Number 2, Holt's first marshmallow.
There are many times when Jake tries to make Captain Holt the butt of a joke, but Andre Braugher's performance as Holt just steals the scene and makes us love him even more than we already do.
The sugar in this is quite sweet.
This is one of them. With everyone offering their impression of Holt eating his first marshmallow, Charles' giddy impression seems to be the least accurate, as we just can't picture the captain giggling like a little child after biting into a marshmallow. But not only are we fooled, but Jake and company look foolish as well, as Captain Holt takes one bite of the fluffy sweet and breaks into a fit of the giggles.
I knew it!
This is the ultimate example of Captain Holt defying our expectations. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Backstreet Boys criminal lineup.
What would be our number 1 spot without Andy Samberg taking center stage? This scene is a pretty clever twist on the traditional police lineup, which usually just has the victim pointing out their assailant through a two-way mirror.
Number 2, keep it going.
The one desire.
Since the victim only heard the perp singing a Backstreet Boys song, however, Jake is forced to rethink the police lineup in hilarious fashion. What makes it so funny is that the song is super catchy. Go on, admit it, you like it. And so Jake gets caught up in the singing and totally forgets he's investigating a murder.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why.
But the guilty party does end up giving himself away via his beautiful rendition of the song, proving Jake is the best detective in the 9-9.
Oh, chills. Literal chills.
It was number 5. Number 5 killed my brother.
Oh my god, I forgot about that part.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.